Hello you guys, today we are reviewing the Joovy Qool Double Stroller. This is the new updated version of the double stroller, so I'm going to take you top to bottom. I asked over on Instagram, quite a few of you had some questions about it, so I'm going to be answering those questions here in this video and also giving my thoughts and opinions on what are pros for me personally and what are a little bit of cons. So this video is actually in collaboration with Joovy. They were so kind enough to send over the stroller for me to review, but again, the thoughts and opinions are specifically my own. I've not been paid to say anything specific, so I'll be letting you know what I think about it. And I feel like from here at Disney World, I have used the stroller all week long. And so after a full week at Disney, you get to know a stroller in ways you never knew a stroller before. Now, before I jump into the review, I did want to introduce myself. My name is Ashley and my channel is called Pixie Dusted Mom. And on this channel, I love sharing tips, tricks, and hacks for taking toddlers to Disney, Disney vacation planning tips, as well as our Disney vlogs from our adventures here at Disney World and the parks. So if that is content that you're into, be sure to click the red subscribe button below. And if you enjoyed the video, click the thumbs up button down below. Now, with no further ado, let's jump into that stroller. Starting out with the seats. Now, this is I feel like the big kicker with a lot of strollers is you want to know, okay, what are the seat details? How does it fit? How are my kids gonna fit? How are they comfort wise? What's the weight limits? All the details are what you guys want to know. And when it comes to these seats, they have a max weight of 55 pounds per seat. So that is amazing, which I absolutely love. I love the fact also that they come with the snack trays. To me, that is just a game changer, especially at Disney and other places, is when you can't find maybe a table or you just want to keep them strapped in, you don't want them wiggling, you don't want to have to use a high chair kind of thing. This is perfect for that. I love it. All of the pieces are really easy, and then as you can see, this has been rode hard. We've got stains in here. Like, I am getting ready to take this off and wash this thing because it's actually dirty and wet from a spill. But when it comes to these, this little buckle is magnetic. So as you can see, I can even do that one-handed. I can close this together one-handed, and it is super, super simple. Love that buckling system there. I feel like Joovy's sunshades are really hard to beat because when they're extended, they're like really big. Like, that's as far down as the snack tray. Like, that's big. And then here at the top of that, you have this little peekaboo window. So it's just a mesh. So it's not plastic, which is really, really nice. So it's not gonna get hot in there on your little one, which I think is absolutely amazing. So that is how that kind of works there. And then if you don't want it out so big, you can kind of collapse it down. And all it is a simple zipper all the way around. And then just the standard sunshade looks like so. So let me pull this one forward so you can kind of see a comparison. Now, when it comes to these seats, they can actually be taken off and put either in reverse, or you can take these off and get a bassinet. So this seat is rated for someone a little baby who is 6 months or older. So someone under 6 months and kind of their head control and everything isn't exactly suited for this particular seat, but you can get an attachment that is a bassinet style. So you can lay your sweet little babe down in that and they can relax as you're strolling through the parks or wherever you are on your day to day. Or you can even get an attachment that will attach your car seat to this stroller. So you go straight from the car into the stroller and it's perfect. And then when it comes to configurations, you can just push the button in on this side, same thing on the other side, and it pops right off. And you can even spin these guys around. So if you wanted them to face each other, or you had two different sizes, or you wanted to rear face both of your little ones, then you can definitely do that. It makes it a bit easier for nap time if you do that. And then to recline the stroller, all you do is lift this little handle and it just swivels right back like so. And we can come back here and do the same thing. You do need to pull the handle out, especially if you have a stroller caddy on. Press this button in here, pull it out, and it just folds right back like so. So both of your little ones can be napping in the stroller. Now, both of my girls have been riding in this stroller all week, and I love the fact of how much room this is. I have tried a few different double strollers in this configuration, and this is a much wider spacing than I have on other strollers and that I've seen on other strollers. So if you have your older toddler on the top, which seems to be a slight a slightly easier way to push. Then you don't have to worry about their feet being cramped down there. It's a lot more room. So I do like that, but I'm not having any issues if I have my older toddler who is 3.5 in the front seat and my little one who is 18 months in the back. It has not been a big issue there either. So they kind of balance each other out no matter which way they are wanting to be, but that is really nice and I am loving this spacing so much. All right, so this may be my favorite part of the stroller, not even gonna lie. That's the basket. Now I love the spacing, but I really like this basket. It holds up to 25 pounds inside of this basket and it's huge, you guys. Like, it is so massive, and I mean, I can get everything in here. Like, I can get my diaper bag down in there if I need to. I can get rain jackets, and I mean, you can see our rain covers are kind of folded up here, which I should show these on the seat. Hold on, I'm gonna show these on the seat. Now this is the rain cover on the seat. You guys, Joovy knows their product and exactly what they're doing because it covers the entire back of the seat. So this entire seat and your child are protected from the weather, from the elements. I love that there is a little space back here so you can still access your handle, no problems at all, which is amazing. I love that. Coming down to the side, it has this little like Velcro piece. See here? That comes through and secures. So this thing is not gonna get blown off, which is amazing. And then coming down to the very bottom near the footrest, it has this little elastic band around the backside that goes and protects it down there. So your kids are just sealed in there, which is perfect for keeping them dry while you're getting from one building to the next, getting them in from the car to the grocery store, whatever it is. Yeah, highly recommend these. Now these are in addition to this, but I highly recommend purchasing the rain covers, especially if you're coming to Disney. This is where I am doing this review from, and so kind of speaking from that, definitely get your rain cover. You're gonna need that thing. Now let's talk about this handlebar and how it pushes. So it has this nice high quality leatherette style handlebar, which just, I don't know, adds to the like fanciness of the stroller. I mean, you don't need a stroller to be fancy, but it's kind of nice when it is, right? So I love that fact. And then like I showed a second ago, all you have to do is pop this in just like so. And it has 3, so this is fully extended. Then you have a second level down and then all the way in. So I am personally 5'3", so this is how it pushes for me here and is super, super comfortable. And then say we have my husband with us, or I want just to hang my arms just a little bit more, I can do that. My husband, who is 5'11", can push this super easy, and he is like, okay, this is super comfortable. And I love the fact that you can adjust that handlebar for both my little short self and then his more on the tall side self, or taller compared to 5'3", so more for his size. So I love that it works for different parent heights, so definitely recommend that part. Comes to the foot brake, it is super easy to use. So it is on right now, so it's engaged. Now it is unengaged, and you just push that down, which is great. I love that. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention this. Down in here, under where I have my rain jackets, you guys, it's been to Disney. This is nasty, I know. It's like a Cheerio factory down there. But I have this whole little bag it's part of the stroller bottom. So you just unzip this right here and you're able to put things in there. So if you wanted to tuck any little snacks or umbrellas or whatever you needed to store in there into it, it's pretty neat. And so I love having that. It kind of is a little expandable on the bottom, or it gets a little wider at the bottom. So I really, really like that. And then it's got the bar there, which I'm using just to kind of keep my rain covers in here. And I even love too that I had my sweatshirts in here earlier as well as the rain covers, and I was able to still fold the basket with those items in there, so it didn't need to be perfectly empty to be able to get it out. Now my big diaper bag isn't gonna fold in down here, but my other things like little rain jackets, rain covers were perfect down in the bottom of this. All right, now I'm gonna show you the part that is the biggest question for everybody about, well, most strollers, but specifically this one. This was the question that was asked the absolute most out of all the questions that were submitted on my Instagram. So let's fold this thing down. All right, so here on the side, there are 2 little levers here. So on the right side, you have a button that you have to push in, and then you pull back on both of them simultaneously, and then push down. And it folds just like so. And a little pro tip here is if you are needing to get on and off of Disney buses or just needing to move your stroller about, take the foot brake off or leave it off when you collapse it down to the ground like this, so you can do this right here. So this makes it easy. So all I do is pull this up to the Disney bus and I do this number right here. It's kind of like an exercise because it is a little heavy, which we'll get into, but it gets you on the bus. So let's do this. Gotta pull, 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 pull. Gotta do this number. Lift it on. And that's how I get it on the Disney buses, which works really, really well. And especially if you're even traveling solo and you're needing to manhandle this thing yourself, you can do it. You do need to pull in your like Hulk arms for it because it is a bit on the heavy side, but you can definitely do that with that stroller, and leaving that foot brake off is a game changer. So just lock that tip away for future use. Now when it comes to unfolding and unlocking the stroller, all you have to do is press this little lever to release the handle from the stroller frame itself. And then I put my foot up here right beside of that, right beside of the left rear wheel, and give it a little pull. Just like that. Again, it's kind of heavy, so you do have to like one of those numbers. Like you have to push and pull at the same time, like kind of like that number. So just like, feels like an exercise or a dance move. I'm not sure. But if you can do that, it just pops right open. Put your kids back in, put your stuff in there, throw your diaper bag back in there, and you're ready to roll. Because I mentioned this earlier, I want to go ahead and start taking this seat apart for you guys and show you just kind of how it is. Now this is my first time taking it apart. I'm seeing zippers, so I'm feeling like this is going to be pretty easy to take off, but I don't know that. So we're going to learn this together. Here's the footrest. It is now unzipped from the frame. Canopy just unzips like so. Easy enough. Here, there's a Velcro. And there's Velcro here under the seat. See that? It's Velcro. Okay, so the seat's coming apart now. And, alright, so that just peeled right off the top. Excuse all the crumbs that just fell out of this thing. But you do have here on the back, kind of folds into itself. It does have a zipper, so we're gonna unzip this because I can feel the hard plastic on the inside and I don't wanna wash that. So I'm gonna pull this out. Oh yeah, straps, after I unlatch the straps. You're just gonna do this number right here. So there's holes in this plastic piece that you can use for your child. So that's how that works. I gotta do the bottom ones for the waist straps. So that piece is now out. I'll toss it in there. So straps are now out. And then we're gonna take this bottom piece here. So this is the bum, and flip it over. Unzip this. Take bottom seat out. And here we have this, which is feeding through all of this stuff. It's coming up here. Coming right out there. So this is the little spot there. And then coming down for your footrest here at the bottom, another, again, zipper. Right out. So now everything is out of this, and I'm gonna go throw it in the washer. Future me popping in here, totally forgot to grab a clip of the seat all clean and pristine and back in the stroller, and unfortunately it is already nasty again, so I need to like do the whole washing process once more. But I can definitely attest to the fact that it was super easy to clean, and I just reversed the steps that you just saw me do in the video for putting it back onto the stroller, and it was amazing. It cleaned up so well, you guys. I didn't use anything fancy. It was just laundry detergent. I used all free and clear, and everything came out super clean. So the washability of this stroller is 10 out of 10 for me. Now we are on to the Q&A portion of today's video, talking about your Joovy questions about the Double Qool stroller. So starting out at the top is, does it have the infant seat capability? Can it be used for infants too? And yes, just like I mentioned earlier, you can definitely use it with the infant bassinet, and so you can add that feature too. And then you can also buy the attachment for it to convert into being able to attach your car seat to it, which is amazing. As a mom that has had a little one, I love when a stroller will do that, because you can go from car seat to stroller and you don't even have to take them out, especially if they're newborn and they're sleeping and they're all cuddly. You don't even have to wake them up. It's just really nice. Okay, and then someone asked how tall my daughter Lucy is. She is 38.5 inches, and her legs definitely do not dangle at the bottom. They have a nice large footrest there at the bottom of the stroller, which is great for kids with a little bit larger feet as they're growing and becoming more of that toddler kind of preschooler age. It definitely has room for their feet to sit, and they're not just dangling there or anything. They can have their footrest, and it does adjust to 3 different levels, so it can be kind of straight out, or it can even go down straight so their legs are like sitting straight on it, like. And then lots of questions about how does it break down for Disney buses, and I did include that earlier, so you could see that kind of footage of how it breaks down. It's really actually pretty simple to be able to fold it down with being able to only pull those 2 levers, and it just collapses right down. I enjoy that fact, and so it was really easy for even just myself to get it on and off of the buses while we've been here all week. Someone said it looks kind of wide. How does it do in tight spaces, doors? And it actually did really well. It compares to any of the stroller. It feels very similar to any other stroller that I've like tried to push, and like as far as width, it doesn't feel like once you're pushing it, maybe in pictures it seems wider, but when you're actually using it, it doesn't feel wider. So I didn't have any issues pushing it inside of doorways, or like even getting it in and out of our hotel room door. It was super simple to do, so not wide at all. Okay, and then more buses, height and weight limits for the seat. So it was 55 pounds for the weight limit on this seat, and then height limit, hold that thought. And then the height limit on it is a max height limit of 44 inches. So you do have quite a ways to go unless you just have this like super tall toddler. So it can work really great for kind of that baby to toddlerhood range. So perfect for that. All right, now this person asked, I loved this a couple years ago, but in person it was so heavy and bulky. Is it still like that? Okay, it's not, I don't feel like it's bulky. It doesn't feel any bulkier than like thickness wise than any other stroller I've ever tried out, but I will say it's definitely heavy. Like it's pretty heavy, you guys, for a double stroller. I'm not even gonna lie. It weighs just over 30 pounds. So like to be lifting that like onto the buses and like trying to pick it up and put it in the trunk of your car, especially all together with both seats on it, it is a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. And even kind of pulling it and having to like reset it up after you have collapsed it, it takes a lot of muscle to be able to lift that stroller and set it back up. So that is one of those things to kind of keep in mind, that it is going to be weightier. But the one benefit to that I have found is I don't feel like when I strap my diaper bag and stuff onto the back of it, I don't feel like it's gonna fall over. Because you have those strollers and even double strollers where if you strap anything to it, the weight limit kind of gets off and it's unproportionate and it just constantly topples over. So I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, but as far as weight, I do feel like it's a lot more sturdy. And even like if your kids are one of those that like to climb in and out of the stroller, Lucy loves to climb in and out of that front seat and climb over the snack tray. And I don't feel like when she's climbing in it like that, she's gonna knock the stroller over. So wanted to at least share that kind of pro to that option. It is a little bit better if it has a little weight to it. So it's a con when you're lifting it, but it's a pro when you think about it in other terms. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. I will add too though, once it is collapsed, it feels long. Like it feels really long. Like, you know how like a camel will like lay down, and that's kind of how it feels like when the stroller goes down. Like it feels a little like lengthy. So that one is kind of tough to deal with, but the fact that you can pull it definitely makes it a lot easier, especially for myself. I cannot pick that stroller up and just carry it for very long because it's 30 pounds, and when you have like everything else to juggle as a mom, you've got your diaper bag and your kids, it's a lot to try to carry a 30-pound stroller. And so that is one also just thing to note, is that the fact that you can pick it up by the footrest and kind of roll it like I showed earlier in the video, that does help a lot for like transporting the stroller. Another question was, does it meet Disney's requirements for a stroller within the sizing that it has to be? And yes, that it does. So the size of the stroller itself, it is 24.4 inches wide. And then when it comes to the length of the stroller, it is 42.9 inches in length. So that is well within the Disney parameters. If you are curious about that, the inches is that the stroller needs to be under 31 inches wide, and it needs to be 52 inches long. So from the nose of the stroller to the handlebar or whatever, it needs to be within 52 inches. So definitely within those parameters. So that it definitely checks the Disney park box. I haven't even had anyone bat an eye at the size of the stroller and be like, oh well, we need to check that. No questions asked about the size of the stroller. So if you're looking at it for a Disney park stroller as well, and you're wondering if it's going to work out here too, it definitely will. So you can check that box for sure. Another question I got was, do I like the fact that those seats have the same weight limit on both seats? And yes, that is absolutely amazing, you guys. I've seen a lot of different double strollers like this, where one will hold a 50-pound child and then the other one will hold like a 25-pound child, and it's like, it's not gonna last. It doesn't have a lot of longevity. And so that is one thing that I really enjoy about the stroller, is I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this for both of my girls, since they have up to until 55 pounds or 44 inches, in which it might even could go past 44 inches as long as you're not putting the canopy down. I don't know. Once we get to that point, we'll see. But for right now, I'm loving the fact that both seats have the same weight limit. I'm not having to specifically make sure one child is always in that smaller seat and then the other one's in the bigger one. So 2 thumbs up for that feature. Does it lay flat to nap? Yes, it does. It will recline really, really flat and perfect. And so yeah, definitely it's a good nap stroller if you have kids that will take naps in their stroller. Mine have to be like so incredibly tired to do that, but when that happens, they will nap in the stroller. But if you have ones that will consistently nap in the stroller, this is definitely a good one for that too. And the next question I got was, how does it break down for flights? And I folded it down on our flights for the exact same way that I did for getting on the bus here, and just like I would fold it down to put it in the trunk of my car or anything else. I will add though, sometimes they leave it together, all the seats and everything on it, but if the person that is loading it into the airplane thinks it's heavy, they will take them apart. So when you are getting your gate check tag, I would ask for 3 separate tags. So one for the frame of the stroller, one, and then one for each of the seats. That way, if they do take it apart, you have that tag on there knowing that it needs to go back to you on that flight and everything. And so it doesn't get lost or sent up to the carousel or anything like that. So one tip, just kind of for future notice, just in case they take it apart, because once they didn't, and then the other time they did take it apart. So I guess it just all depends on who's handling the stroller. So that's all of the questions that I got for today. And if you want to see how I set up this Joovy Qool for the Disney parks, then you can click on this video right over here and I can show you how to do it, and we'll have you all set up for the parks. See you over there.